Here comes the pulse point question of the week. Modern dairy farmers across India are questioning why essential technologies like bulk milk coolers and milking machines remain under the 18% GST slab. They ask, is the government non-confident in their ability to adopt modern practices that ensure hygienic milk and higher yields? Farmers argue that calling this a farmer-friendly budget is hollow when core tools for clean milk production, milking machines, bulk coolers, ear tags are taxed at 18%, while no input tax credit is available on vaccines, semen, feed additives, and sanitation services. Research clearly shows that mechanized milking reduces contamination and rapid cooling at the farm gate is the cornerstone of clean milk. By making technology adoption prohibitively expensive, the government risks stalling the progress of 80 million dairy households who aspire to produce more and better quality milk. These capex items are not luxuries, but the backbone of clean, hygienic production. Urgent policy attention is needed to align taxation with the vision of a sustainable and globally competitive dairy sector. India's recent GST changes for dairy, cutting rates from 12% to 5% on ghee, cheese and ice cream, and zeroing GST on UHT milk, paneer and chana, delivers significant cost relief across value-added segments. Ghee-bearing households may pocket savings of around Rs 42 per kilogram, assuming full pass-through. Let us listen to Dr. R.S. Sodhi, President IDA, on the overall benefit of these reforms for the dairy industry.
Dairy industry is going to get a benefit of around 11,400 crore. But let me also assure you to GST Council that this reduction will not reduce their GST collection, because we are very, very optimistic that with this reduction, the unorganized sector, which was selling these products unpacked, unorganized way, will now come to the organized sector. Consumer will also be encouraged to buy packed branded products. So overall GST collection on the quantity will increase. So on the long term, it is good for the government, it's good for the farmers, and it's good for the consumers. And we also feel
the International Dairy Federation IDF has announced the finalists for the 2025 Dairy Innovation Awards to be presented on 21st October at the IDF World Dairy Summit in Santiago, Chile. The award drew 125 plus entries from 23 countries, highlighting initiatives aligned with UN SDGs. India stands out with 4 strong finalists. Bharat Sanjeevani, AI-driven veterinary diagnostics and mobile tools to boost livestock health and smallholder productivity. Nara, an AI-powered mobile platform delivering dairy management solutions, virtual advisors, and offline access for farmers. Saras, Zero Liquid Discharge Plant, India's first ZLD system in dairy, recycling 660,000 liters of water daily. And NDDB carbon credits from biogas plants, generates carbon credits and clean energy via manure management, creating farmer income and sustainable fuel. In an exclusive conversation with Siddharth Zarabi, Group Editor of Business Today, Brahmani Nara, Executive Director Heritage Foods, discusses the company's growth, innovation, and focus on the dairy sector. Let's listen to her views on the current strategy of Heritage Foods.
Trend of premiumization which we are seeing across sectors, not just the dairy sector, for example, and you gave us an example and some of those visuals played out. Given the nature of milk and how it is actually a bounty, you are able to do so many things out of basic plain milk. What's your sense about premiumization feeding into your margins and products like cheese, for example, or other derivative products? How are they performing? Do you see them therefore being the margin drivers continuing into the future?
Yes, Siddharth. Generally, I think we all know that the margins in dairy value-added products are much higher than that in liquid milk itself. But the way we see premiumization as a company, and we're a company with a high contribution of value-added products to our overall revenue at about 32% as of last financial year. The way we see it is premiumization within your pure play milk products and curd, as well as new innovations. So the way we look at it is, we are very scientific. We listen to our consumers. We do a lot of social listening, a lot of brand health studies, and we come up with regional specific sort of SKUs within milk itself. So we launched something called the Sarvagun milk, the Sampurn milk, in the NCR market as well as the Maharashtra, Mumbai market more recently. Similarly, there are more launches that we're making across our different markets, while listening to consumer-specific needs and wants and requirements in those markets. Aside from that, when it comes to value-added products, I think other value-added products, we have a very scientific framework within Heritage Foods called the Heritage Innovation Framework, which is tech-enabled. It's a cross-functional effort across different teams to come up with innovations. And one such initiative would be the introduction of the Heritage Levo sub-brand for healthy energy sort of proposition products. We recently relaunched our flavored milk through the Levo sub-brand, and also high-protein probiotic snackable yogurts. And we've seen really good reaction to it and really good offtake of our products in the market.
Fonterra's decision to sell its brand business, including Anchor, Mainland and Kapiti, to French-owned Lactalis for New Zealand dollar 3.85 billion has sparked debate. The deal gives farmer owners a cash windfall amid strong dairy prices, but is seen as a short-term win and long-term strategic loss. At its formation, Fonterra aimed to climb the value chain. In 2001, it was valued at New Zealand dollar 7.5 billion versus Kerry Group's New Zealand dollar 5.6 billion. Today, Kerry is worth New Zealand dollar 26 billion, while Fonterra lags at New Zealand dollar 10 billion, a gap tied to Kerry's reinvestment versus Fonterra's debt and risky ventures. The divestment underscores a pattern in New Zealand agribusiness, choosing immediate liquidity over lasting value. While farmers gain cash, Fonterra risks being locked into low-margin supply as global players like Lactalis prove branding, not raw milk, drives pricing power. The latest GDT auction saw butter 2.5% and AMF 2.6% slip on the back of higher milk collections across major producing regions, freeing up more milk fat and powders. Auction volumes at 41,000 plus tons were powder heavy, reinforcing their influence on price sentiment. Softening demand from food service and bakery buyers added pressure, with some shifting to cheaper alternatives. AMF's role as a cost-competitive substitute for bulk butter also weighed on values. Meanwhile, sharp falls in WMP by 5.3% and SMP by 5.8% further dampened liquidity and speculative buying, pulling fat prices lower. Not all categories followed. Cheddar rose by 3.6%, suggesting targeted restocking amid regional shortages, underscoring the product-specific nature of demand. In near-term outlook, we can see that volatility remains high. Traders should watch cream balances, industrial demand in Asia and EU, and buyer hedging strategies. Any rebound in food service or tighter cream supply could quickly reverse today's soft tone.
Cow's milk, ये है ताकत का पूरा पोषण, पर बच्चों से मिला उसको सिर्फ और सिर्फ रिजेक्शन। नए नए टॉर्चर से था उसको फेयर, पर देखकर अपनी माँ का एक टीयर। गोवर्धन पनीर का लिया अवतार, बच्चों का बन गया वो सुपरस्टार। तो अब से रोज काउज मिल्क प्रोटीन। हेलो, गोवर्धन पनीर मेड फ्रॉम 100% काउज मिल्क।